Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today I have a tiny little project and I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, but I thought we should, well, I'm bringing you along for the success or the failure, we don't know. Let's go to the table and see what I'm messing with. This is a Lenovo ThinkCentre tiny PC. It's the 1 liter form factor, and there is not a lot of possibilities to expand this, but it does have a PCI Express mini slot in here, and I wanted to see if I could use that for something. Normally they only use it to put in a Wi-Fi connector, so that you on the back of the system here can have Wi-Fi coming out. But I was hoping, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, that we could put in an expansion port like this. This is used very much for crypto mining, where you have all your graphics cards for your crypto. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but you had those sitting, and then you just needed a tiny little connector over to a PC, and that way the PC could control a lot of these mining cards. And yeah, so I want to see if I can do that, put one of these cards on there. And this card came with a converter, and this is the PCI Express mini slot that needs to go in there, but it's way too big. So let's have a look at this. So underneath here, the hard drive normally goes on top here. So underneath here is the slot for that. So it needs to go in there. And I thought I better start the video before I start cutting stuff, because that might be part of the interesting thing, but it doesn't go down. Let's get these cables out of the way. On the back, the network connection is in the way. And on this side, there's a capacitor in the way. And this connector here, which is actually not the original one, just a second. Here is the wire that came with the expansion card here, and I was messing with this one because the connector was smaller on this one. You can see the difference here. So this one was the one that came with it, so that should work. So, but there is a big issue with that. What if we put that in? The connector, there isn't room for the connector there, so I need to make that connector a whole lot smaller. I think I might be able to just remove the plastic of it. I'm gonna ninja hack some stuff. So we need to shorten this down. Remove this and this so that it fits in there, and we need to remove the plastic of this connector. I have no idea. They provide a USB 3 connector here. I am not sure if that is necessary, or if a USB 2 or something else would do the same for us. On the system board there is actually a white thing right there, and that corresponds with one of the holes in this. So if we put that in and get it the right, that hole should be able to go in here. So I'm gonna keep that one for sure. Over here it doesn't matter, and there is nothing, it's just PCB out here, there's nothing connection or anything. So we moved into the basement to do some of the work here. Let's just start cutting this. Should be a small task, so I'm just gonna... I could cut this size where the holes are at, but well, maybe we can need that. Oh, that was way too easy. Huh. I almost didn't put any pressure on that. Okay, that was easy. I'm gonna be cutting this plastic, see if I can remove some of that, and without damaging too much inside. I have no idea how this works inside, but I'm sure there's a lot of nothing in there, so let's see. That was way easier than I was anticipating. So I think this might just do it now. I hope. Let's see. Now this cable is very thick. I think we'll try and remove just a little bit of the cable here. It's nice and shielded inside. So, because we'll have to bend it to get it out of the way inside the cabinet. It seems to be a good quality cable, but it's just too good. I might have to put something else around here so that I don't short out anything in the PC. But let's go see how this works. Okay, let's see. I have already tested it a little bit, and I found out that I need the cable to come that way. There is also a kind of a cutout in the back of the system here for a serial connection. In many cases it has been used for a secondary digital display port, but I would be able to put the cable through there. I would also be able to put it through the antenna here, but then I would have to make the hole a little bit bigger for the connector. So I am probably gonna use the other one. So it fits in here now, there, and then the connector goes that way. Oh, I'm not gonna press it down yet. This is not actually the computer that I wanted in. This is just a well, it's a demo version, and I have ordered a cable that will do this. A mini. This is a mini USB connector. A mini USB that kinks. I had help on Discord with my patrons to find a cable that would do this, and I ordered it, but of course it's coming from China, so I got impatient. So now I'm gonna try with this cable that came with it and just modify it, and it seems to be okay. I need to put something around this so that we don't short circuit anything. I think I can put a tape over this connector, and I can put a tape over here, and I can put some tape over there, and we should be good to go. I'll just replace this machine with the other one that we're gonna be testing with, so that I don't mess with this one. There's no operating system on this one, so if I want to play with that, I would have to install an operating system, and there is 2 hours wasted right there. So we moved into the basement again. One of the issues that I'm gonna run into with this is that the PCB thing up there uses 12 volt, and I don't think there's 12 volt available anywhere in this PC. So to do this, I actually do need an external power source to power the PCI card that I try. But we'll get to that. We need to I switched out PCs. This is another one. This is the one that actually I'm gonna be testing with. So we need to pop that one out, and let's see if we can manage that. I have never, I think we better remove it, because otherwise it will just break off inside the machine. I was thinking about just letting it sit in there, just angled, but yeah, you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna fall off inside the machine, and then it's gonna short circuit something, and then hell is loose, right? So this one goes through there. I am wondering if this one goes through. It does. It can be pushed through. This one goes through. So I found some insulating tape, some dirty one. I'm gonna put some red one on this one, and then I have some black tape that I'm gonna be insulating down on the system board where it's at, and on the back of the network connector. Thank you very much, Marcus, for sending this years back. And scissors for that. So let's start with the black tape. In the background you can hear the inverter from the solar panels running, if you're wondering what that sound is. Power has gotten bloody expensive here. So. There. Just like that. I have no idea if this is necessary. I might just be insulating the insulation from the insulation, because the wire is insulated and the network connection is insulated, so it might actually have been good to have those two insulate each other, but yeah, I don't know that, so I'm not gonna take that chance. Then we need a piece that we can put on top here. And there is nothing beneath it that should really heat up, so I think this is okay. Yeah, let's put the thing in. Oh, I need to put the red tape on that one, so that we don't have, when I cut the cable, I had the insulation strings. I didn't do that perfectly, so some of the shielding strings here are coming out in all kind of directions that we don't want to. Oh, that's an ugly hack. Put this one on. We should really get some string release on this. What could we find? Okay, that's ugly as heck, but I think it will do the job. I just put some zip ties around the cable so it won't go through the hole. So if I do something stupid, the whole PC will fall to the ground instead. Yeah, I'm not gonna break anything inside, and it's gonna crash and break the connection of the system board. Who knows what could happen? So yeah, let's try and pop this in. See if we can manage this. I need to bend this as good as we can. Okay, that didn't make it easier. And this time we're gonna click it in place. There, it's in. That one's in. Let's release this in. So now we're good to go. I think this is good. Yeah, so far so good. Oh, I need that. Well, I was gonna just put it all back together and say that I put it back together, but when I wanted to put the hard drive on here, it does fit, but this metal here comes too close for comfort to the metal on the connector here. So I fetched some tape from the basement again, so we're just gonna put a piece of insulating tape over here so that it does not do any damage. I don't think there's anything to be afraid of, but yeah, we don't want that to ruin our experiment. So what could I think of putting in here? Well, I would very much like to have, for example, a RAID controller in here, so that I could have a tiny PC control an array of drives. So I could have a storage server and multiple SAS drives with SAS expanders and stuff on the outside, or a graphics card, and it could do GPU workloads. Yeah, that's not how to do it. Look at that. I managed to push the cable down beneath it. That would have not worked. Oh crap. It felt wrong, but yeah, I might just have thought, I got it, no problem, and then nothing would have worked. So. A weird construction. It doesn't look that great, I must admit. Okay, I have connected the PC in here in the second living room, and I have powered it on, and with the card attached it still powers on, so that's a good thing. I have some power connection. PCI Express port needs to be powered because normally you can pull 25 watts out of a connector like this, and if we want to put something in here that doesn't have an external power supply, and I'm hoping to try and power this rather old graphics card, but I was given this by a subscriber long ago, and I'm bad conscience that I haven't used it for anything. So this is an HD 587X card. It's an older one, and this one doesn't require external power. I was given this to put in a server way back because I was having difficulties powering a graphics card in a server because I didn't have any power for it at the time. And then I was sent this one, and then I just ran into that it had this massive heatsink and it wouldn't fit anyway. So now we're gonna try and put it in here and see if that will help us. But to power that, I told you that I don't think there is 12 volt available inside of the computer. And if there is, there's nothing that is easy accessible and will supply up to 25 watts. The system itself is powered from 65 watts, so there is not that many watts to spare. So over here I have a normal that didn't sound right. Oh, bad connection. I have a normal power supply for my PC with a whole lot of cables coming out, and well, these slots are available with all kind of connections coming out of it. This is a 6-pin connector, but it came with an adapter that goes into that thing. Could probably had looked here, and maybe I could have found a 6-pin connector, as this is. Yeah, I could have gone directly for this, but well, I better keep some of these if I want to put a graphics card in. So this hooks up to the hard drive connector, so it's the newer standard Molex connector for hard drives. So perfect. And we need to power this on, so I have a key for short circuiting the power supply, and it should turn on. So to get a power supply like this to turn on without a computer, you need to connect the green wire to one of the black wires. And there's multiple ways of doing that, but one of them was this jumper that I just showed you. So you can take the green wire here and you can connect it there, and you can see it powers up. My issue is that as soon as I let it go, it turns off again, and my thingy here was way too big. So I just went and made another one that hopefully is thin enough to connect. Let's move forward. There, permanent. This is low voltage, so you have to be very good to kill yourself on that side. But now this is running. Should have power on this thing, and the computer has gone into sleep mode. So I want to power everything off before I pop in that graphics card. But I want to make sure that I can see if something new has arrived in here. So this is Device Manager, as this is a Danish version of Windows 7. It's called Enhedshåndtering, but never mind, it does the same thing. So the graphics card should be under Skærmkort, which is Danish for graphics card. And if we expand that, we have Intel HD graphics as the only one. There is no missing stuff here, so everything is good to go. So if anything pops up that is not recognized, it's already a success. This PCI card is an X16, but only an X1 is being transferred to here. So the cards that goes in here needs to be able to support that. You can kind of see it, it also brags about it here. It's a PCIe X1 to X16. So the slot here is X16, but the card needs to support X1. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. And I have no idea about this. Everything is powered off. I even disconnected the computer just to be totally sure. When the computer is connected, it is doing something inside. So we want to shut that off. So now we're gonna put this in. oldie but goodie. And we can lock it in place. We don't have... it will sit, I'm sure. We're not gonna be stressing it. It's not gonna be warm in this instance. So let's start powering stuff up again. Machine is on. I'll turn the power supply on as well. It seems the system comes on by itself. Complaining. I turned it off normally. That's weird. Okay, I just logged in. So let's see, control panel and enhedshåndtering, which is device manager. There's nothing that it doesn't recognize. Is there any? Nothing. I'll try with something else. Okay, I'm trying with different cards. This card has an LED on it and it lights up when I'm powering it. I tried with this Intel solid state drive here that I think it needs at least an X4, so I was kind of sure that that wouldn't work, and it didn't work. But this one shows that there is power to it, which is well, something that helps. Okay, I was actually trying to get into the BIOS, but I accidentally ended up in the diagnostics. But I see that it has a PCI Express test down here, so I thought, let's just run that, shouldn't we? So it's running. That's gonna take a little bit. Let's see if it passes or if it fails. It says it has 3 devices. Okay, so something else in there must be a PCI Express device as well. If it sees our card at all, but almost there. Ah, it passed. Nothing much to see there. There's a log file. Oh, okay. So it's a multimedia controller that it sees. That's one of them. And then there's another multimedia controller. Oh. And then we have a serial attached SCSI controller. That might just be what we are looking for. So I think it sees our controller. That is an HBA, and that is for serial attached SCSI controllers. Everything inside is SATA, so I think it's seeing it. Okay, I was messing around with this. I wanted to put a disk on it in the hopes that the disk would show up inside of Windows 7. But it, this has these breakout connectors and they're really for SATA or some other disk. But a SAS drive, they have this connector which is, there is no split in it, so I can't do that. I had the power connector here and I had the here. Now maybe we can put in a SATA drive. I could probably still try that. But we had some success over here. I was looking the wrong place. It was under this storage controller thing, and it sees the LSI SAS2 2008 Falcon. I think that adds up. I think this is a big success already. I'm making a setup here. These cables are very stiff and my setup is very iffy. So those drives are just to keep this one upright. So now I'm gonna try and see if I can connect this one, which has to go in. Yeah, stay there. Stay. It spins up. Oh, did we miss it? Did we get a drive? Yeah, we got a 2 terabyte drive right there. Diskhåndtering. That's what disk manager is called in Danish. And it sees it down here. And we can make a new simple volume on that. So we're just gonna next finish that. Yeah. It might be ever so slightly slower on X1, but I don't think it should be much for a normal hard drive. Cool, that works. Now we have external 2 terabytes. And that's just because that was the disk that I had laying around closest. Okay, so another little graphics card that doesn't need external power. Let's power them. Oh, it definitely starts up. Booting the computer. I might run into that the graphics card want to take the connection, but we really just need to see it pop up in the device manager. And it does. Standard VGA graphics card. Awesome. So this was a rather large success. I was able to take this. Oh, I forgot to say what this is. This is a Lenovo ThinkCentre M93p. And this one only has one digital display port. So it might be very nice to have an external graphics card like this. And this one is the GT440, which is definitely not that new anymore, but even getting the extra ports on this one. But maybe I wanted to use this as an editing computer, and I could benefit from having the GPU power for the rendering job of it. And yeah, that would be very cool. Some editing systems uses different GPUs, and for that part it doesn't need more than an X1, and you won't lose much either. So yeah, very big success. Could I ask you for a like on this video for this huge success? And also, if you need some computer hardware, I will recommend myself this time. Visit my PlayHouse shop. Links are in the description, where I try to sell you all my stuff, which is why this video has taken so long, because I have so much stuff to just find the simplest little cable. So maybe I should just clean up, but that's where you can help me clean out. We might do another video later trying to benchmark some of this and see if it performs at all. Maybe even connect the screen to the graphics card. That would have been nice too. Could just have moved the VGA connection over here, but firstly I just needed to see this working so that I could plan what to do next. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.